If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?
Good evening. You know, this is one of those few rare moments that I get where I actually have the lighting and I'm out exercising and I can talk to you. And I gotta admit, I was listening to an audiobook up until just a moment ago because I've really enjoyed getting back into this series I've been listening to on George Washington that was written back in the 40s by Douglas Southall Freeman. So much detail. But you know, I had just listened to 20 minutes of another chapter and I didn't know anything that they were talking about. Because I was sitting here thinking to myself, I haven't talked to you guys in a week. And I hate that because I know a lot of you tune in just for these walk-in talks now. And that you're just looking for some daily motivation. And I want to be able to be here for you for that. I want to be able to help pump you up. Sometimes I need pumping up myself, and a lot of your comments really do that, so I appreciate that. Oh, quick update, I guess. Everything's still going well on the diet as far as sticking to the diet. I have made one small change to what I take in, but I'm not going to go into detail on that right this moment. I'm doing a little research on something that I want to bring to you real soon that has to do with my gut health. Some things I'm discovering about the problem that I was experiencing. And for those of you who keep asking when they've only seen the walk and talk videos, I get asked a lot about what was going on with me before I started doing this diet. Why am I doing such a strict elimination diet like Liondiet? Why not just do Carnivore diet or Atkins diet or something similar, paleo, whatever it is? You know, something that has a bit more variety. And it comes down to the fact that I was turned on to Liondiet when I was watching Jordan Peterson talking about whatever he was talking about at the moment. I listen to just about everything he says because he's a genius and a wonderful person and somebody who I greatly respect. And when I heard him say, or had somebody ask him about his all beef diet, if he was still doing his all beef diet, and he said yes, I had to just pause it for a second and go, what? All beef? How in the world is that possible? I had thought that carnivore diet type things were possible, but you had to have some greens, you know, and a lot of people tend to agree. But I had no idea that it was possible to eliminate everything but the beef and to have relief from issues that he was having, a variety of issues he was having, not all of which matched mine. Some did. And I don't want to go into all the detail on everything I was dealing with, but I will say that gut issues can cause a little bit of, make you go a little nuts sometimes. And I had some bad gut issues. And then he talked about how his daughter had turned him on to the Liondiet and how he had been doing a diet similar to one I had done back in the 2000s, Atkins Diet, which before all the Atkins products came out. I was just following the instructions the doctor had put in his Diet Revolution book. I think it was redone in the 90s. But anyway, I had done a diet similar to what he was describing, where he had a lot of meat and a little salad every day. And I lost a lot of weight on it, which was the intention of doing it the first time. But I won't go into all the detail, but I let that diet go because I didn't make a change in my head that this is a new way of living. This is not just something you do to get to the weight you want to be at. This is a new way of living, new way of eating. Now, at least that's a term I've picked up from a few other people that are in this community of carnivore dieters. It's a new way of eating. But anyway, she had dealt with a lot of really bad issues. Both of them had autoimmune issues even. And because my issue was undiagnosed, if it turned out to be something like Crohn's disease, then it could be an autoimmune situation. But I hadn't had a diagnosis of Crohn's disease, even though I'd had a couple of colonoscopies and they'd done endoscopy. But I did have my gallbladder taken out when I was young. Had my tonsils taken out when I was even younger. So who knows what's going on with my body with all the things they've cut out of me because They didn't know how to help us. They didn't give us any good information on how to treat our bodies back in the 80s, I'll tell you that. I'm not blaming them for everything, but I will tell you I was trying to be in shape from a very young age, and I followed all the instructions and it didn't work out too good. But anyway, I did that diet, Atkins diet, to lose weight, and I got so in shape that it was just nice to feel that I could lose that weight for the first time. And I'd gotten down to like 214 pounds, but you can see in those pictures I looked soft still. So something was different about that diet. Plus, I always had keto flu. It never went away like it did on Liondiet, where my stool kind of got normal for most of the year. I did run into some problems when I started drinking coffee again and having butter and cheese. Now, I don't know which of those was the most responsible, but I know when I cut out cheese I saw some big differences, and I cut out coffee and butter at about the same time. And first of all, I went back into keto flu for about a week as soon as I quit coffee. I didn't quit butter immediately, but I quit coffee immediately at around the beginning of this year. And I've had some issues since coming off of coffee that started before I came off of coffee. So it's been really hard for me to reincorporate anything new, which is how we got started talking about all this, is that I started eating something new, and that's walnuts. I know that is not Liondiet friendly, but I have some information about how it affects my gut bacteria, and like I say, it's something I'm working on putting together for you, so look forward to something about that very soon. Meanwhile, I wanted to come and say hi to you guys.
Pace 17 minutes 13 seconds.
2 miles in, I lost about a minute on that mile because I was talking half the way. I don't even know how I'm walking around this track, if I'm even walking in a circle or what I'm doing. But I'm having a good time because I'm talking to you. And I wanted to be able to come and talk to you because I know there's a lot going on in the world. Gas prices are making everybody anxious because it's tapping your budget that's already stressed by all this inflation going on. And it makes you probably want to go eat the junk food that you shouldn't eat. And you may have already done it. But I'm here to tell you, screw it. Get up and do it. Just stop making excuses for why you can't. Get out there and exercise. Put down that garbage food. Put down all that processed food. And start eating something that's good for you. If Liondiet is what you need, then you probably got some rough issues like we did, the Petersons and I. But maybe that's not the extreme that you need. Maybe it is. The one thing I like about it is there's only one way to find out, and that's just to give it a try, like I did at the very beginning of this diet. My plan was to do it for 6 weeks. I've been doing it now for 14 months. I finally found something I could add to my diet other than meat that not only doesn't affect me negatively, it has helped me. And it has to do with the production of a bacteria in my gut called lactobacterium. I can't remember. I'll throw it up here on the screen if I can find it. But it has to do with that particular good bacteria that makes a big difference in how your bile situation is. And when you don't have a gallbladder, it can be rough. But I really think I threw myself for a loop by getting back into coffee and trying dairy products again at the end of last year. So I've been getting a lot more focused on not letting those things slip back into my diet. I haven't had any of that stuff in March or February, and I can really feel the difference. I can feel the difference, and I feel stronger. I just feel good. Now, I'm dealing with a lot of stress because starting a new career has not been an easy transition at my age. But with God's help and with good friends, I can make it through. And hopefully you guys can make it through all your stuff. Just don't let any excuses stop you from taking care of yourself, because the world's going to keep throwing crap at you. You got to be ready for it. You got to be in shape enough to get up and stop the madness in your life, to take care of the things that need to be taken care of. Take care of your friends and your family. Take care of people that you love and that love you. Well, I've ran my mouth enough. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you next time.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?